Good evening, folks. Zach Cross here. So, I want to have a little talk with you guys. You know, I may or may not have lost the election. Probably lost it. So, for a while now, I've been trying to behave more professional instead of an irate citizen, redneck, just trying to do the best he can with this shit show we're handed by these government entities of ours that are overpaid, don't work hardly at all, and basically give us a bunch of lip service and we never see any real action. So, a while back I started making these videos about these girls and the crime and everything going on. Now, I get it, most of you don't give a shit about sex trafficking until it's your daughter or granddaughter, so we'll skip over that. Let's start talking about the leadership issues, the core issues of our local leadership, which is reflected in the leadership above and beyond. So, what got me started and involved with these girls who were getting the shit beat out of them by this Saint guy, and pretty much once I vocalized that, why the hell aren't we doing anything to help this situation out or correct it, a bunch of other girls reached out to me who were in similar situations where these cartel bros are basically roping them in a similar fashion that we do sex trafficking, right? Where basically we hear about this shit on TV. Oh, baby, I love you. All this fucking bullshit, right? They want to believe it. Maybe they're good actors because their bottom line depends on it. They bring them in. They make them grow. They beat the fuck out of them and make them work there. They can't call the cops because they are involved in, making money that way. Some of them have kids. All this crazy shit, right? So when I got a call from one of these people who simply just does odd jobs and landed into one of these messes, right? Fucking one of these guys or whatever was going on. And by the way, now that I'm not running for supervisor, I'm going to cuss all of them. I don't care. Most of you who care are going to be dead soon anyway, and the younger generations, we don't care because we see everything on fire around us, metaphorically speaking and literally speaking. And the old timers aren't doing anything but worried about being like polite like Victorian age. We all know you get drunk and do crazy shit. We all know you like to screw because you got 8 kids. Stop with the bullshit. None of us believe it, and all you're doing is worrying about stupid shit that doesn't matter really in the big scheme of things. So anyway, I get a call here at work one night. I'm on break right now. Oh my God, Zach, I just had a gun held to me and the shit beat out of me and all this stuff. Keep in mind, this is at Ponderosa Community Park. Ponderosa, a park where kids go and play and do shit pretty regularly, okay? This happened at a park. And I'm told by this victim that our delinquent sheriff leadership somehow can't staff enough people to where that they can go get this guy that night, that it might take up to 2 weeks. 2 weeks! A madman running around, hopped up on drugs allegedly beating the shit out of women right and left, and hadn't been arrested yet. So yeah, I got involved. Let's give you another experience, okay? These cops are worried about writing tickets because that's what this crooked fucking piece of shit leadership at the top is telling them to do, right? Now keep in mind, our county is the richest it has probably been in at least 50 years. We have Measure K coming out of all of our tax dollars now. Every time we spend money in Yuba County, it's coming out and it's supposed to be going to give us better law enforcement and fire protection. Okay. Why can't we keep anybody staffed? Then, what we also have going on here is, we've got Yuba Water Agency. Now, we have to use that money in specific ways, otherwise we lose it, and the feds and the state wants to come and take it from us anyway, because, people with big money down in LA need our damn water to drink and water their lawns while we don't have pastures watered for our animals, okay? So we've got all this money coming out of the agency. Then I bring money in to Marysville. And most of you hate my guts for it who are over 55, unless you're actually a cannabis user and one of the cooler old people who isn't just like, I got my beer, why do you need your pot? Why do you need it? It's none of your business why we need it. It's none of your business. But I brought those dispensaries into town. And they generated revenue, and they held Marysville afloat for nearly 2 years while our idiots in government shut us down, and some of these local crooks went along with them instead of having the cojones to stand up for our businesses and our citizens and tell them, fuck you, fuck your funding, we're going to sue you, we're going to sue you. Because mandates aren't laws, folks. They aren't laws, okay? So in Marysville, they've got this money. They give themselves raises. They're still understaffed with cops. Why is it with all this money, we still can't seem to staff enough police to do anything around here to fix some of this crime problems? All the Democrats can do down at our Capitol is make shit not illegal anymore to get the crime rate to go down. We have cops in Marysville and CHP worried more about writing tickets than they are solving the crimes. I'll give you a perfect example. This douchebag cop in Marysville today, he's pulling people over right and left. He got me. I did a California stop sign. My bad, right? This same cop has let some crazy lady who likes to strip butt-ass fucking naked and masturbate on top of cardboard boxes at Dollar Tree in front of old ladies, children, and everybody else, masturbate, and then they just shoo her away. Now look, folks, I'm sorry, but that right there is close to a school. Why in the fuck weren't they prosecuted for sexual shit and enhanced charges added on instead of being shooed away for the school being there? The system's broke. They're more worried about generating revenue. They have made it where so many of you have no faith in the system, you won't even show up to vote. And at the state level, we're overran. It doesn't matter what you do there, really. You should still vote anyway, because maybe it might matter somehow. Something will happen where that matters, right? A lawsuit against government. Who knows, right? One day that might matter. The same thing goes with the feds. But at the local level, it actually matters, okay? Because what you need to understand is your legislators branch of your government starts with your city council people and your board of supervisors. Because idiots like Gallagher, who don't do anything and keep getting elected, and everybody talks about what a great job he does. Why? Because he says the same shit we do. He can do that as a private citizen. Look. So it's supposed to start there and then trickle up as far as our people power goes. Vote locally. If it says incumbent by their name, don't vote for them. It's that simple. At the end of the day, unless you know that person is a good person and their record of the way that they voted and have done things for us as public servants that serve us, don't vote them back in. It's ridiculous. And for God's sakes, will you guys please stand up and say something? I don't care if you have to make anonymous emails or Facebooks because you're scared. Whatever the problem is. More of us have to start taking part in the system and complaining. Why are these criminals running loose and our leadership is doing nothing? I've learned a valuable lesson this last year, and it's going to take a while to go against every grain of my upbringing. But hey, I've done that before by deciding not to have children looking around. Going, no, sorry, I'm not willing to roll the dice and bring a life into this world for this shit show like we got here, especially when most people don't even take part in the system to try to make it better. It's only going to get worse. So I can go against my upbringing when I need to. And I'm going to tell you right now, some of you are going to have to do it too. These crooks around here do so much illegal shit, and there's nothing we can do about it because the system politically is rigged. We have to start suing the fuck out of these assholes when they do wrong. And this, as conservatives especially, like we are, most of us, this drives us nuts because we know that that's the taxpayers' money. That is our money, right? So I'm going to start suing when people do wrong shit. There's just no way around it. Sometimes I'm going to sue on behalf of the public. Sometimes I'm going to sue on behalf of myself. There's been a couple of things between the dog getting shot by the cops. There was never even an investigation into that shooting, and he could have shot my father-in-law and also even one of the other bystanders running around like a maniac. Okay? I have the utmost respect for our beat cops for the most part. unless you're a leftover piece of shit that needs to retire that we all know is crooked, and eventually when you do retire, you should get the fuck out of here like your police chief did and some of these other crooks, because you're going to get arrested. We're tired of your crooked shit. Just like Judge Evans and some of these other people who passed. We're not going to take it. Eventually you're not going to be in power, and you're going to rue the day that you chose to be a corrupt piece of shit. Bottom line, it might even be as soon as tomorrow. It all depends on how quick I can hire a fucking lawyer to start suing people. So, listen, I've been talking to a lot of lawyers, folks, and we need to work past this. Our local leadership does so much stupid shit, and we have these other people who are already suing frivolously, right? So if suing our government is the only way to get things done, because obviously they only understand two things, pain and money, the lawsuit is the way to go. And that might be another tool we can use to fix the things locally, because I'm telling you, as long as we have cartel criminals running the streets freely, doing whatever they want, leadership needs to not worry about minor petty infractions of traffic tickets. That CHP we have around us, they need to go down to the Capitol and they need to start doing some sort of work to make it where CHP can actually help out more with the actual crime issues that we've got, here in California. I'm sorry, if somebody is speeding or doing a California stop at a stop sign and you're taking 20 minutes to write a goddamn ticket, how many fucking other crimes are going on that are way out of control in today's world? I mean, we can't even get these motherfuckers to be put in jail and stayed there. I hear the guy who beat the shit out of 2 girls and our leadership just lets do whatever the hell they want is probably only going to get a year. Maybe. Folks, the system is broke. You're all being harvested and grown like chickens. Basically, they want your money. They want you to slave for them. And they want to give you nothing but pain and suffering. Please, will more of you wake up and at least start voting in the local elections? Stand up for yourselves, folks. I'm telling you, a lot of us, I got a lot of veteran friends and family. I try to get them to get active, and take part in our system. They tell me they'll be there when it's important to stand for the Second Amendment. And that's the polite way of putting it. There's a lot of us who, folks, it's looking more and more like a revolution is going to be needed. And there's no guarantee we're going to end up with a better government. But if you guys aren't taking part to bitch and complain and vote, bitch, complain, and vote, we're going to have to go there. And there's no guarantee we're going to get something better. No. But what else are we supposed to do at this point? I plan on adding suing the shit out of people to my toolbox and figuring out ways to get you guys to get more motivated to take part in our local system. And if that doesn't work, I got to get the fuck out of here and go buy a fucking ranch and start loading ammunition, doing a better job of prepping and shit, because what's coming, I need to at least be ready for it for my family. What you do is up to you, but we might be able to keep all that from taking place. If you think it was bad the last 3 years, keep doing nothing and pretend it might not be. It's only going to get way worse. It's going to come down over and over again each year until we do something. Take part. Make sure to respect law enforcement, but also let them know that as long as we've got criminals running the street, they need to not be fucking pricks to us citizens who are already overtaxed, over high gas prices, over fucking high food prices, and all this other shit. So I'm going to go to court on the 21st, and I'm probably going to pay that California stop sign ticket, which I'm probably going to put in a Freedom of Information Act request to see just how many accidents happen at that intersection, because this leftover pile of shit cop who's crooked and been around with the crooked ones for a long time, he was the icing on the cake for the last year of this bullshit, and I'm not taking it. Folks, if you think I was bad before, you wait until I get a few fucking lawyers behind me, crooked pieces of shit. The people are complacent for now, and that's the way you like it, because you get your cash grab and your power grab, and nobody gives a shit what you do, because they don't believe they can change it. Eventually, they're going to realize that they have to. God bless you all. Forgive the cursing in the long video, but we got to do something about these piece of shit leaders we've got around here.